African men are very intelligent. They articulate very well, they communicate well, and in a relationship, that's so important.
Two of my closest friends, they didn't know about Africa when I met them. All of them married to Nigerian men. Wow. First time they met, they said, "Oh yeah, my sister, I'll see you."
The benefits of marrying an African man is they're respectful. They're very respectful to their women. They don't call you names. They don't call you out of your name.
The men in the West, actually, they are a bit soft in the sense of, yeah, you can go make your money and have a career, but being a man is more than the money in your pocket. So
why I love African men. Number one, African men are very close to their mothers and their sisters. They protect them very, very well. If you are married to an African man, you can expect that same kind of treatment when it comes to being his wife. He'll protect you the same way that he protects his mother and his sister. It's very refreshing. Number two, African men are very intelligent. They articulate very well, they communicate well, and in a relationship, that's so important. They will let you know up front when something is and isn't right, and then they'll go back and help you resolve the problem. I love that about them. Number three, every day I'm hustling. I remember that song. That's what I think of when I think of an African man. African men are some of the best hustlers I know. He hustles hard for his family. He wants them to have the best. And if it's possible, if it's in his reach, he will get it. These men can make something out of nothing. They are some of the best hustlers, entrepreneurs that I know. And when you have a man like that, baby, I'm telling you, he will allow you to have the best life with him that's possible. Number four, African men are true leaders. They are true kings, and they are the heads of their families. There's no need for you to try to be the man in the relationship because of poor leadership. He has you all the way through and through. He wants to be respected, and it's easy to submit to a man like that because you know that you're safe, you feel secure, and that he has it. So, yes, I love that about them. Number five, African men are some of the best listeners. They have the ability to listen and to give you sound advice. They're also really good lovers, and you don't have to worry about wrestling all night with someone.
do you know why I like African men more in terms of like my taste? Because culturally, the same way that you're saying when you go outside the West, when I go outside the West, I'm more likely to find your average guy as an African man who has done a lot more manly things. The men in the West, actually, they are a bit soft in the sense of, yeah, you can go make your money and have a career, but being a man is more than the money in your pocket. So actually, the problem goes both ways. There's a lot of men that are not doing what they're meant to do as naturally masculine men.
African men are just like African men get jobs. I'm saying this, but at the same time, we all know like African men everywhere is like a lot of like American women that I know, or just not that I know, people in general, like always. They've been talking about African men. They want how great. Oh, they like to spend money. Blah blah blah. So do you guys agree? Like,
word.
That's y'all are just like the cream of the crop right now. Like y'all are just like.
Say it loud,
see that one? Wait, before that, two of my closest friends, they didn't know about Africa when I met them. All of them married to Nigerian men. Wow. First time they met, they said, "Oh yeah, my sister, I'll see you." I said, okay.
Do you know why?
It feels finally good to see that you really
appreciate it.
You guys just naturally
they know where we're from.
Appreciate the culture. There are American females now that are Googling how to make jollof rice.
It's nice.
You understand? You understand?
We appreciate it.
Unlike before, where it's like, oh damn, you don't even know what pickles is.
Back in the day,
I wanted to talk about the benefits of marrying an African. Someone asked me to post this video, And I do see a lot of women on TikTok and other platforms saying, why are American women going to Africans and marrying Africans and this sort of thing? So let me first of all do this disclaimer. It is mostly women over 40 years old, up to almost 50 and going and beyond, that go and marry Africans. There's not a lot of African American women in their 20s or 30s who go marry Africans. They normally try to tend to stick to their own age range and inside the culture. That's the first thing I wanted to say, okay? It's mostly women who've been over 40 who have been married before or been in relationships, and they like, you know what, I got to try something different when it has failed for them in other relationships. So it's not about being desperate or lonely. It's about trying something different, okay? So that is the misconception, that people think that it's a desperation. I will get around to a quick video on what looks like desperate. The benefits of marrying an African man is they're respectful. They're very respectful to their women. As far as I know, they don't call you names. They don't call you out of your name. They don't tear you down and belittle you and cause trauma. Now, this is from an African-American woman perspective. I can't speak for African women, okay? So you don't have to worry about them like being disrespectful towards you, calling you names, belittling you, putting you down, calling you the B word, the F you word, and all that sort of thing. Also, they are going to get out there and work and hustle. They're going to work 2 jobs to make sure that the bills are paid in the house. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to pay everything, but they are going to get out there and work 2 jobs, make sure your basic expenses are taken care of. They're going to work maybe 2 jobs, maybe 3 jobs. They're going to make sure that you're good in that household, okay? They're not going to see you as their wife homeless, okay? I have known them to even help women that was homeless out of the shelter because they're helping themselves. Also, they're going to encourage you if they're an educated man. If they're an educated African man, probably around 40-ish, he's going to encourage you to better yourself as far as education, try to encourage you to go back and get your bachelor's or master's degree or PhD. Some of them have even helped their wife and provided and have paid for their wife to go back to school. Okay, so they are all about being entrepreneurs, leveling up. They like their women to be leveled up if they love you and they care about you. Okay, I'm not talking about the ones that's trying to get here or here for themselves. That's not the ones I'm speaking about. So they have very business-minded. So if you're a business-minded woman and you are with an African, then they are going to encourage you to be an entrepreneur. They're also going to encourage you to go back to school to better yourself, better your situation, better your life, okay? I'm talking about the ones who care about you. I wanted to say that they want to make sure that you level up in your life. A lot of women have came from nothing or had nothing and have married an African man who have helped them with a business, who have put them in homes and have brought them homes. Maybe they did not get that from their previous relationships. Also, they are willing to marry. They are willing to marry you and make you a wife and not disgrace you, okay? Versus some men who left women with children, lots of children, have never seen the value in that woman and married her. So you might see an African man come along and marry you. They don't want to just come along and live with you, build a family, and don't make you their wife, okay? And that is very important to Black American women, is to get a husband. That is the goal, to marry. Now, I'm not saying that it is not fraud. I'm not saying that it's a delusion. I'm not saying that it's a scam. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying is that women are going to take the risks, okay? Because the goal for a lot of women is to get married, stay married. So if they see a man that needs help with his papers. I'm talking about the ones in America. I'm not speaking about the ones abroad, okay? I'm talking about a decent man who is here, who comes from a good family background, who has education himself. He's going to be a benefit to an American woman because he's going to elevate her to the level that she may not have been elevated to. All right, and I'm not saying it doesn't come with other things like culture differences. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is a benefit for American women to marry Africans. And I'm not saying, and the main goal is marriage, because a lot of women have never been married before. They have been stuck with, or not stuck, but they have been left with children by multiple different men who have never married them before. Some women have been married, and they just want something different. And I don't think anyone had ever made a video like this before, but these are the reasons why African American women are marrying Africans or marrying outside the culture. Although it is a challenge and it is cultural differences, it has benefited some women. I'm talking about the men that's here, the ones who overstayed. I'm not talking about the ones that's over there in your inbox trying to get here. I'm not talking about those small boys. I'm talking about professional African men who have their degrees, who've done well in their country, and that is why they're able to get a visa to be here. It's because they have proven to the government, they have proven to immigration that they're able to come here and be responsible. Some of them are married when they already have a wife back home already. Some of them make sure that they get a divorce or have fake divorce papers before they get here. And that sort of thing. But that's a whole new conversation. But it is some benefits to marrying an African if you know what you're doing, if you're smart, okay? If you're smart, you would not bring the one here from the continent. You would try to get someone that's already here, someone that's acclimated in the system, someone who's going to encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Someone who has respect for you, someone's not going to call you out your name, and someone who's willing to build with you. Now, I'm not saying that they are all going to be up front. I mean, they're not going to, some are scamming, some do need papers to be here. But it depends on how you move in that marriage. It depends on you. It's always up to you how you cultivate and manage that marriage. So I just want to come on here and say that these are the reasons why American women are marrying men from the continent, marrying outside their culture norms. It's not about desperation. It's about leveling up. It's about getting our respect and gaining our respect that we have not gotten from some of our own men. Okay, thank y'all for tuning in.